Hello, squirrels! Today's guest on Blind Squirrel Talk, famous in a small town, is Zach Haines. Military veteran, musician, mentor, and more. Zach's life story is exciting, uplifting, and inspiring. As an added bonus, he'll be performing one of his original songs. Once you get to know Zach Haines, you will want to catch one of his live shows. We are so excited for you to meet Zach Haines. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blind Squirrel Talk. I'm Lulu.
I'm Kim.
And this is Zach Haines, and
Hello.
we're happy to have you here today.
Happy to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
All right. So, Zach, tell us all about yourself. Where you from? What you do?
Well, I'm originally from Gladwin, Michigan. It's a little farm town up in the central part of Michigan. I don't know if anyone's really familiar with
With
up
the
there.
hand?
Yeah. I do the hand thing all the time. We're right up
You're
in
right
here.
there.
Yep,
Okay.
right there. And when I was 19, I went in the Army, and I went in for 3.5 years. Got deployed to Iraq in 2006 and got wounded. I came back, and the rest of my time in was just healing up from my injuries and stuff. Had to have a couple surgeries, and I got medically retired out in 2008. And after that, my wife and I ended up down here in Georgia, and we lived in Winder for a year. And then kind of was trying to figure out the area, and my realtor suggested that we look over in Jefferson. So that's where we live now since 2009.
So you're in Jefferson. Tell us how you got to Maysville. Tell us all about Maysville and how you learned to love our town just like we do.
So I got to Maysville in 2013. We had a tragedy in the family. Our daughter had passed away.
Oh, no.
And so after that, a few months after, I really dove into becoming a singer-songwriter and testing those waters and seeing if I could, do it and create a song and kind of that would evoke some emotion of some sort, or if I could even do it, And so I wrote this song called Burns, and I sent it to my wife, and it was about the aftermath of losing our daughter and her, kind of me like watching from afar, her go through it and trying to just be there the best I could be and stuff. And so I wrote this song and I sent it to her, and of course she loved it. But I said, well, we'll send it to some other people and see what they think. And so I sent it to a few other people, and they said, man, this is really good. And I said, okay. And I happened to know Shannon Smith, Corey Smith's wife. And I asked her, I said, I don't know what to do. Like, I know nothing about the music business. I said, I'd like to lay this song down and maybe just have it. I don't know what to do with it. And he said, I tell you what, he said, go up to Maysville and talk to Lee Davis. He said, he'll get you set up with everything you need. Just here's the number, tell him I sent you, and talk to him. And I think that was 2014, I think. And then by 2015, Lee and I started working on my first album, Hitting the Ground Running. And we completed that in 2016. So I've been up in the area a long time here too, and love it just as much. Played the festivals and stuff, and got to come up and hang out and do a lot of cool stuff up here.
Yeah. So tell us about your music.
My music, I don't know. At first, when I started, I wanted to push the country thing. I was real country, traditional country, and as I grew, it just kind of became its own thing. And I don't even know what genre. I mean, it's country for sure, but there's some Southern rock influence. There's some
My favorite.
red dirt country, out of Texas. There's some traditional stuff in it too. But I just kind of got over that and just started making what I felt. And then, I'd come in the studio and Lee we'd just kind of riff and it would come out different ways than I even thought that it would when I was doing it acoustic at home. And and I was like, man, I really like that. I mean, it's different from what I thought, but it's awesome. And so it just kind of stuck, and that's the way we've been doing it. Just see where it goes. And but the way I write off from emotion, like what I'm feeling. I'm not one of them guys just to sit down and just write and write and write and write. I have to feel something, happy, sad, mad, something, for it to come out. So there's a lot of personal stuff in there, and I try to hide it the best I can. So I'm not talking about myself, but a lot of times I am talking about. Yeah. Well, that's become the running joke in the house. Is we'll get in a little spat back and forth. She says, "Don't write a song about this. I don't want to hear it in 6 months." So it's it's just kind of funny. That way.
Yeah. So what are you doing in the near future?
Near future, I actually have a mini documentary that we had started. Yeah.
Nice.
I went and done a podcast down in I think it was Alpharetta, and there was a company that helps them out, Open Heart Media, and they also do Brothers Keeper Veteran Foundation, who I'm kind of partnered with and play shows for them to raise money for their foundation, stuff like that. And we got talking, and I mean, I never really thought about anything like that, you know. And they kind of pitched the idea to me, and I said, you know, I want to hear more about this. So we set up a call, and they sold me on it, and we started it, and it's a lot more in depth than I thought it was going to be.
Can you tell us about it? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, what's it about?
I mean, it's basically about my life, where it started, and how I got to playing music. So basically, it's just going through my life one step at a time. And, you know, for example, in high school, I wanted to be an athlete. Well, I hurt my knee and had surgery on my ACL, and it kind of ended my athletic career. So then, like in their words, you know, then you pivot. And then I went into the Army, you know, and then I went and I got hurt in that, pivot, you know, and then, which
You got good at pivoting.
At the beginning, it sounds like I'm getting hurt a lot, and then I'm just moving on to the next thing, you know, but that kind of, you know, leveled out, and I'm not getting hurt no more. At least not physically. But, yeah, it's basically just about my life. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say more about that, but, yeah.
Does it have a title? Or do you
Not yet.
Not yet?
No, we're in the beginning stages. I mean, just beginning. I mean, it was last week was our first shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I want to see it.
I know. That'll be exciting.
Well, they're wanting to make it bigger than what we anticipated, and talking about kind of some financial backers and trying to push it to bigger platforms. So I don't know. That's just the dream.
Yeah.
You know, I'm living the music dream, and then hoping this is a dream that comes true. And so just daily dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's meant to be, it'll happen.
Yes, it will.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's a typical day like for you?
Typical day. I wake up in the morning. I used to have to get up and get my son up, but he's old enough now, so him and my wife get up about an hour or so earlier than me. And then I get up, drink coffee, and usually I set up at our island in the kitchen. I'll get my iPad out and either work on my website, or I'll pull up some songs that maybe I'm working on and do or something. Or if Lee sends me some tracks that we had done, I might listen through them and just see if there's other ideas I can think of to kind of add to the song or something like that. And then normally after that, I mean, I hang out, watch Netflix or something, get caught up in the show.
Yeah.
And then
Binge watch.
And then I cook a lot. I mean, most nights I'm cooking something, either smoking on the grill or Blackstone or something, and making some food for my family. But yeah, normal day, I mean, it varies. I mean,
You come up here to the studio.
yeah, I come up to the studio, and then like on show days, I mean, there's a lot of prep, getting our in-ears, you know.
Do you have a band behind
I
you?
do.
Oh,
I
nice.
do. For the last year, I've
Nice.
had a band going.
They're really
So,
good.
and that's
Really
growing, getting more shows and bigger shows coming in and stuff, and so I'm really excited about that. I mean, it was fun playing acoustic and stuff, but there's just a whole different vibe
Yes.
and drive that comes with the full band.
Exciting.
And yeah, it does. I mean, there's sometimes where it'll kind of catch me off guard when we start up or something, and then I'll find myself getting goosebumps just because
Yeah.
I'm still not used to, you know,
The screaming
used to
crowd.
It. Yeah.
How did you find your band? I'm just curious how you.
Facebook.
No.
I put a thing out on Facebook saying I need this, I need that, and people started tagging other people, and it just kind of grew, and people were sending me demos of themselves and stuff and videos, and just kind of got it narrowed down to some guys. And my guitar player is Jimmy Chastain,
Yeah.
who knows Lee, and they're good friends. And he actually came to do some electrician work at my house, and he happened to see my guitars there, and I knew his brother, and I'd heard his name before, but I didn't know him personally. And he said, "You play guitar?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And I started telling him about myself and stuff, and he said, "Well, I play in bands too if you ever need a guitar player." And I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Jimmy Chastain." I said, "I know who you are." So he said, "Well, man, I'm available if you ever want to play." And so he came over a couple times, and he was kind of the first guy that came in and stuck. And then the rest of the guys were the Facebook guys.
Yeah.
And my bass player, he was just coming off a tour. He was with a husband and wife duo or something. And I'm not sure the ins or outs of it, but he ended up leaving that and coming back home, and then within a week he was in my band, and then my drummer, his mother-in-law had seen it. She followed my page or something, and she tagged him, and I thought I found another drummer, and it fell through, and I was like, man, I don't know, I got to get another drummer, so I put it out, and he hit me back, and he said, hey, man, what about me? We already talked once, and I said, man, I totally looked over your message and kind of felt like a dummy, you know? But we ended up getting connected back up, and he'd been a perfect fit. So it's been really cool.
He's amazing.
The drummer kind of leads keeps everybody in check.
Yeah.
Feels like.
Yeah. And the dude has a smile on his face the whole show. He's just happy.
It's amazing.
He's
He
just happy to
never
be there.
quit smiling, ever.
He's just happy to be there.
Ever.
He loves it. He just sits there and just
does his thing.
Yeah, just does his thing and just enjoys every minute of it. So I'm really, really gracious to be able to find them guys, and just on a whim like that. And, you know, I guess like you said before, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Right.
It happens. So
Yeah.
It's amazing what can happen through social media.
right.
Too bad we don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's just a shame we don't understand it.
It's almost a necessary evil, I guess you could say.
Exactly.
You know, or a double-edged sword. It's so great, but it can be used so wrong sometimes. But most times good. I mean, especially for someone like me doing what I do. I mean, if I didn't have social media, you know, it'd be word of mouth, or you know, go back in the old school ways and have to put an ad in the paper or something. You know, but it's just quick access, and it helps out a lot.
Yeah. So, what are your future goals, or where are you hoping your music will take you, or where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
10 years from now, I'm
Other than being a
hoping-
grandpa.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about that. I don't know, 10 years, I'd like to be on a tour.
Yeah.
My wife, with the job she does, she can get licensed in any state in what she does.
So she can come with you.
Yeah, so we could travel. I mean, we've talked about maybe getting a place in Florida for like the winter or something, go down there, and then I just play beach shows or something. Or, you know, I don't know. Hopefully I'm bigger than that by then, and I'm, you know, on a tour and either opening up for some cool acts, or maybe I'm
Some
the
cool
cool
people
act.
are opening up for you.
Right.
There
know.
you go.
So that's the dream. But if not, I mean, I'm content with just playing and just seeing where that takes me, and maybe it could be an adventure for my wife and I
Yeah.
when that time comes.
Well, I'm excited to see you with your full band. Are you playing anything coming up that we might be able to?
The 31st, I'm at Twisted Oar. That's over in Buford on Holiday Marina, I think it's called. And then September 14th, we're up in Nashville for the Brothers Keeper Veteran Foundation Gala they're having up there. It's like a black tie event.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, this is the second year we've gotten to do that. And I'm not really a guy that likes to dress up. And
Do you wear the full?
last year I wore black boots, black jeans, and I had a white button-up and a vest and a hat.
Nice.
And my wife was like, close enough. She said, I'm just glad that you got that on. Close enough. And so it'll probably be similar this year, but I don't know. I just can't see myself playing in a tuxedo.
And it's hot.
Yeah, and I sweat a lot. So I think I'd literally melt up on stage if I wore a tuxedo. So I'm going to fight it all I can. She might push back a lot this year, but I'm going to fight it.
She probably already has a tux in the closet.
She probably does.
Yeah.
She probably secretly has been taking my measurements without me even knowing. Doing the hug thing just so she can
Yeah.
measure it out.
Yeah, it's about that big around. Yeah.
Wives are sneaky that way.
Yeah. But we got that, and then there's some solo shows that I'm doing still, more like a duo. My drummer and I will go play those and stuff. I don't know what else I got in the calendar. I just drew a blank.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the foundation, what they do, who they serve, what their mission is?
Yeah, so Chris Kaler's, he's like the founder of it, and he was a special forces guy in the military. He was with like the agency, CIA and stuff, and he got stage 4 cancer, and he decided, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna push as hard as I can until I can't, and I'm gonna try to help people, you know. And so he created this, and I'd kind of been part of it since the beginning. I was playing the shows at Braselton Brewery over in Braselton, Georgia. They do like little pop-up events there and stuff, and try to raise money. And I was playing music for them, and the one time I had them just donate my check to him. And I thought he was gonna be happy, you know, like, oh, thanks, man. And he chapped my rear end because he said, I'm trying to help guys like you. You're a Purple Heart recipient, you know, you got wounded in Iraq. He's like, why are you giving me your money, man? And I was like, I was just trying to do something nice. You know? And he was like, all right. He said, well, from now on, you're my guy. He's like, and I'm paying you, and that's the way it is. He said, and I don't want to hear about it. And I said, all right, dude. So that's kind of how we got, you know. And he's a big guy.
Has he kicked cancer?
He hasn't. He's still fighting it. And he don't talk about it a lot, though. I mean, he'll put stuff on social media here and there if he's, you know, in the hospital just getting checkups, but he's a real badass dude. I mean, he don't whine, he don't cry. He's one of them guys like, I'm gonna tighten my boots tighter and I'm gonna roll. That's what I'm gonna do. So he started this up, and he's helped a lot of veterans kick, like drug addiction, stuff like that. I mean, all sorts with, you know, alcohol, everything, psychological stuff, and he does like has different avenues too. Like he doesn't do like the traditional medicine only. He has like holistic stuff too. If they're more into that and they don't want to do the other, you know. So he's very open to what people need and trying to just help everyone, and you know that he can in their own way.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What a
the whole
great
foundation is
organization.
great. Yeah, it's really great. And then the people they partner with and stuff. I mean, everyone's just really cool, and it's become a tight knit community. I mean, you go to these events and everyone recognizes each other, and there's hugs and stuff, and oh, good to see you. And because everyone, I mean, they're South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee. I mean, all over the place that people come together for these events stuff. So, yeah, it's really cool.
So if people want to find you, tell us all about your social media stuff that we don't understand.
Well, I'm on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever it's called now, TikTok. But my website's ZachHainesCountry.com. So you can go on there, and it has links to everything. There's videos of me on there. There's some studio versions of the songs I've done and stuff, and has pictures and a bio, and so that's the main place I send people, because then they can branch off from there and find everything if they want to.
Nice. Well, it was so good getting to know you a little bit
be
more.
out for the next show.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will.
Wow.
And maybe we can get you to do a song or so for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Well, I've been traveling this unforgiving road, playing little old towns nobody knows. My family and friends ain't nowhere in sight. It makes for many long and lonely nights, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like a shot of adrenaline straight to the chest. Fans are the ones I love the best. Singing my songs is everything to me. Like 10 bombs blowing on the stage. Rush so high, can't be gauged. The love I feel is keeping me carefree. A songwriter's all I want to be. There ain't much money around to be made. You gotta fight with the owners just to get paid. A dancing monkey, just a song playing man. And sometimes your courage, it comes in a can, but I wouldn't trade for the world. Like a shot of adrenaline straight to the chest. Fans are the ones I love best. Singing my songs is everything to me. Like 10 bombs blowing under the stage. Rush so high, can't be gauged. The love I feel is keeping me carefree. A songwriter's all I wanna be. Fortune, just give me the fame. Sing along with my songs and remember my name. Like a shot of adrenaline straight to the my song's everything to me. Like 10 bombs blowing under the stage, rush so high can't be gauged. The love I feel is keeping me carefree. A songwriter's all I wanna be. A songwriter's all I wanna be. A songwriter's all I'll ever be. Thank you. Thank you.